What's up, ladies and gents, Noli here, and welcome to another Payday 2 video. Today I'm really excited to be back taking a look at day 2 of the Scarface DLC updates. Today is entirely dedicated to the character pack, the cheaper of the two DLCs, coming out on the 15th of December, and from what we see today, this one is looking fantastic. It's bringing in some really good, new, unique things we've not seen within the game before. Everything about it does seem new and unique, and as I've always said in the past, DLCs can sometimes have a problem where a lot of the content you're getting feels very similar. In fact, in the past I've exposed weapons for being literal reskins and replicas of ones within the game, but it doesn't look like that is what we're getting here. And also, this particular character pack, a lot of it inside synergizes really well with itself, and so you get this fantastic theming of the character that is Scarface. So without further ado, let's move on over and have a look at the mask. By the way, for whatever reason, my screen resolution and just the way these Payday web pages work, the text is really difficult for you guys to see. I am going to be reading it out though, so hopefully it won't be a massive problem, but don't strain your eyes, let me do it. The one and only Tony Montana, aka Scarface, is one hell of a heister. Aggressive and ruthless, he craves the American dream. Tony wants wealth, power and respect, and he's fearless enough to take it all. Everything. So it's fantastically true to the original source material. I especially love the suit and hairy chest we see up here, and the mask itself is a really interesting design. The colour scheme, my three favourite colours to design any mask in Payday with. I think you guys would probably know that by now. You got a signature scar, and yeah, the facial expression is probably the thing that really makes it with this mask, but it also has that very handcrafted design about it. You know, you can see the sort of wood or polymer effect. It's really cool. Really big fan of this particular character mask. It's unique, it's different from what we've seen in the past, and it does, again, very much so remind me of its source material. So hats off to Overkill for being able to design such an iconic character in Payday, which, you know, is quite a feat, to be honest. John Wick, of course, didn't come with a mask. Next up, though, we have the gun, which we already knew was the Little Friend 7.62 signature weapon. It is the one from that very famous "Say Hello to My Little Friend" scene. I nearly went for the accent then, but fortunately pulled myself back. Time to say hello to your little friend, a full auto-converted rifle with an underbarrel grenade launcher attached. Pretend to reload, then surprise your enemy by swapping your bang with a boom. Two weapons in one, ping between them in the blink of an eye. Friend is two weapons in one. Really cool. This kind of versatility is unlike what we've seen within Payday before. The stats on this weapon are actually very interesting, not what I thought they'd be. I thought this would be more of a spray and pray assault rifle, but instead we are getting a mag size of 20 with total ammo 40, which looks pretty awful, but at that rate of fire with that damage of 160, this is going to be one of the highest DPS weapons in the game. Pretty good accuracy stat. Again, it's an assault rifle. It's maybe slightly subpar stability, but it's about where you'd expect it to be, but very low concealment, because that's really not what this gun is about. It's about announcing itself to the world with the surprise underbarrel attachment, which I guess would be what we'd be getting, but it's actually better than I thought it would be. It's going to be a unique effect. It's going to compensate for the fact this weapon will have ammunition issues without a doubt, even with that pretty steady damage and potentially a decent ammo pickup rate. Do expect to be relying a lot on the grenade launcher to get yourself out of sticky situations. Fantastic. For me, one of the main problems with assault rifles often is that on the harder difficulties you need some utility, and if you're not getting it from your secondary weapon, it better be on your primary, and that's why, you know, explosive rounds and explosive in general are fantastic, great for crowd control and dealing with lots of enemies at once, but, you know, also dealing with specials, bulldozers and shields especially, and that's what we see here. We have a weapon that's ideal for taking out all the other cops, and then when you're in trouble, the enemies are swarming you, or you're just facing some particularly tricky enemies, you can pull out the underbarrel attachment and fire it straight off. It really is a cool effect we're getting with this brand new gun. And, you know, again, it does capture pretty well what Scarface is all about. Next up, we know all the details about the perk deck. Again, take a look at the Overkill uploaded video if you want to see any more information and see these at work in game. It will, you know, confirm some of your suspicions about how things do and don't work, but I will do my best to run you through it here and now. The Kingpin perk deck, it is like the kick of a mule on crack. Stab yourself with this loaded injector and you'll cease to feel pain and become completely fearless for a short period of time. Next, a loaded mixture of chemicals running around in your veins. You'll be able to rampage through battles like a maniac. scaring the living shit out of your enemies. First up, we have Bad Guy coming through. So this basically walks you through what's going on in this totally unique, more active, I suppose, perk deck. It unlocks and replaces your throwable with the Adrenaline Injector. You will be able to use the throwable key to activate the Adrenaline Injector when you need it. When you stab yourself with a loaded injector, you will cease to feel pain and you will be able to rampage through the battles. When the Adrenaline is used, you will be healed instantly for 75%, but the damage you take during the next 6 seconds by the damage you take. After the injector is used, it takes 30 seconds to recharge before you can use the Adrenaline again, but each kill you perform will speed up the recharge by 1 second. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. It's pretty difficult to read a lot of this text at this resolution, but hopefully you guys got the gist of that. Basically, you're invulnerable to damage, and all the damage you do receive will be healed back to you, which is really cool. Can often heal you basically to full. If you're in a really serious situation and you're on a harder difficulty and completely surrounded by enemies, I assure you it will be a very hefty heal. But you can see how long it lasts for in the gameplay, and it doesn't last for that long at all, so it really is a spare of the moment, throw it out. But it does have a base 30-second recharge timer, so that's not too bad, especially bearing in mind killing enemies speeds it up. It gives you this sort of stance switch playstyle where you're in combat, things start to get panicky, you pop this, deal with the enemies for that brief period of time, and we'll see next to later perks, soak up more damage yourself, and then during the off time, play a bit more defensively, because maybe you don't have as much of a competent passive perk deck, you're looking for that active effect. So yeah, you have your on and your off mode, which is ideal for this Scarface idea. I really like it, it's completely unique, and of course the fact you lose your throwable, potentially your explosive throwable, is completely counteracted by the fact that you have an underbarrel explosive attachment for your shotgun. Really cool. Play rough will increase your armor by 15%, letting you fight through the pain a bit longer. I'm a fan of this. I think clearly they needed some passive effects on this perk deck, and moving towards armor does make a lot of sense with the playstyle you're going for, so you are going to be looking to pick up the improved combined tactical vest with this particular build. It's not going to be a dodge idea, I don't imagine. I'm sure it could be played that way, but you are trying to soak up bullets, not dodge them for periods of time. And so this increase in armor is probably necessary through playtesting, but Public Enemy number 1 is so cool. I feel like this is a perk that Overkill may not have added in the past, but they've become very much so more aware of the RPG elements in their game, and this is what they need. Whenever you're under the effect of the adrenaline, enemies will choose you as the preferred target of your teammates. So it's not that every single enemy in the entire map will turn to shoot at you, but if you're in their line of sight, they will do their damn hardest to fire some bullets at you. So not only is it going to make your heal more effective, because you're going to be taking more damage over the period of time, you will not be taking any damage to your actual health bar, but you can also draw complete fire away from your teammates, meaning if they're reviving someone, quickly chuck out the adrenaline and the revive will be immensely simple. I am a huge fan of this. It's the first true taunt we've had in the game. We have had ways for tanky builds to maybe take more aggro and dodge builds take less in the past. Those have been around for a very long time within Payday, but this is the first one that is an active button press, and I think it's so cool. Balls versus bullets. Balls versus bullets increases your armor by 5%. In addition, whenever your health drops under 50%, the amount of damage converted into health by the adrenaline is increased by 15. This one isn't doing a massive amount. It is, going to give you a boosted heal, which will be effective. And of course, other perk decks have very easy ways to heal. That is not the case here, but I do like the way that there is a serious element of healing within this perk deck. Because the playstyle is so intrinsically linked with the brand new rifle we're getting, and because that rifle seems like it's going to be very reliant on an ammo setup, you don't want to have to create a build that involves healing yourself, so I am fond of that. Right to the top, the final perk is right to the top. It increases your armor by a further 5% while at full health. Any amount of healing provided by the adrenaline reduces the duration of the recharge by 1 second for every 5 healing lost. It's complicated, but basically the more damage you sink in during the adrenaline timer, the shorter the time will be for which it takes to recharge. There you go, simple as that. I know it's an incredibly confusing description, but I think Overkill have tried to be a bit more specific in terms of numbers of what it is you're doing in order to get that. That's the perk deck. So cool, so unique, massive fan. Next up, we have melee weapon, the chainsaw. It looks so cool. I was so excited for this. One of the only slight disappointments with it though is it clearly doesn't work as I was really hoping it would as a consistent damage over time. Melee weapon, that would be really cool, another unique addition. Instead, it is just a recharge weapon. We can see that in the gameplay again in the character spotlight, but it's got really good range. That 4-second charge time is a really cool animation. It's not going to be put into any concealment builds, but again, remember the Scarface setup is not based around concealment. And when fully charged, the chainsaw really does hurt. But yeah, it's not going to hurt you very much if you just sort of chuck a slightly blunted chainsaw at someone. But you know, when it's fully revved up, I guess it makes sense. But this is not going to be a fantastic melee weapon, I don't think. The ones that have required charging in the past have never been that good, and that's the exact same thing we're seeing here. But for those more intimate fights, bring your Lumber Light L2, a roaming, frothing madness of a chainsaw. No one wants to get close when you are swinging this heavy metal beast. Trust us on that one. For those enemies that are really hard to break open. They had to wear the chainsaw though, really, didn't they, in this type of pack? And, you know, it looks cool, and it'll do the business. Melee weapons is never the most important thing. Anyway, it is out soon for $5, the standard character pack price. Out soon means it's actually out tomorrow on the 15th. Expect it to come out at standard update time around about 7 PM GMT. And I'm really excited. It's going to be shipping alongside the Scarface Heist DLC, which I'm going to be covering tomorrow for you guys, and also covering it for you. Thanks for watching this video, ladies and gents, and I will see you tomorrow.